Doctor, let's pick up right away where we left off because we're in our last segment here, and that is we were talking about your involvement with veterans coming back from some of the wars and some of the military police situations that we find ourselves around the globe. What are you seeing in terms of your ability to assess those conditions right from the get-go?
Well, I think the armed forces are trying to do a much better job of assessing for post-traumatic stress disorder and TBI almost immediately. There are still a lot of barriers, one of which is the stigmata involved, especially with active duty guys who don't want to talk about it because unfortunately if you get labeled with TBI or PTSD, you're oftentimes not going to be able to go back into combat and you're not be able to get the promotion. So they do tend to cover it. The other thing is a lot of times when they're being mustered out, they don't want to deal with anything. They just want their DD2 and get out and move on. So a lot of times it's sort of a lick and a promise, the screening tools that should be done.
Now let me ask, we talked specifically when we were talking about chronic pain about other people being able to observe and what they should observe. Are you finding that to be the same type of a scenario with regard to these soldiers and the TBI and post-concussive syndrome?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's oftentimes the loved ones who see it rather than, unfortunately, the patient themselves. A wife, a mother, a brother, a sister who goes, you know, my significant other, whatever, is just not the same person as when they left.
Now, besides the treatment that you provide to the veterans, I know you provide some other helpful services to the veterans.
Well, we do a lot of evaluations for vets, and we've worked with them for a while, but one thing that's very near and dear to my heart is I've worked with an agency called anysoldier.com, and up to this point we've sent over 3,000 care packages, for lack of a better word, to soldiers in Afghanistan and Iraq. We've had a series of fundraisers and collections. I pay all the shipping myself out of pocket, and there's no cost. We've had some great response from things like nursing homes, Cub Scouts, church groups and organizations, hospitals locally. And
coincidentally enough, we have another event coming up.
Yes, we do. Coincidentally enough, not this coming Sunday, but the following Friday, which I believe is the 25th, we're going to have an event at Burton Irby's in Wilkesboro. Where we're going to be having, I'm going to do some celebrity bartending, and we'll have some other people there as well. My partner, Dr. DeSoto, where we're going to be collecting certain items, which we'd like you to donate. I will ship over there. We're actually having a little push for Easter. We're going to send a whole bunch of Peeps over and a few other comfort items. So if there's any way you can get out, I'd really appreciate it.
And those items are up on the screen right now as part of the little brochure that you're handing out with regard to this.
Right, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity for you. I mean, it's a really wonderful cause. And you know what's amazing to me is we get a ton of return letters from these people who are busy, you know, in combat saying thank you, which is unnecessary.
Thank you, by the way, for coming in today, and thank you for what you do with our veterans. And thank you, our viewers, for tuning in today to watch our show about chronic pain and a little bit about the doctor services to the veterans. See you next week on You Be the Judge.